You and your partner just had a fight about money. Maybe it was about a purchase they made without telling you. Maybe it was about who pays for what. Maybe it was about savings or debt, or one of you spending too much. But here's the thing nobody tells you. The fight was never really about money. Psychology has studied couples and financial conflict for decades, and the conclusion is always the same. Money fights are almost never about money. They're about what money represents. Control, security, respect, freedom, power. When your partner spends money without telling you, you don't feel financially threatened. You feel disrespected. You feel like your opinion doesn't matter. You feel like you're not an equal partner in this relationship. When your partner is too controlling about money, you don't feel financially safe. You feel trapped. You feel like a child asking for permission. You feel like you have no freedom inside your own relationship. The numbers on the bank statement are just the surface. What's underneath is always about power and identity. Here's a pattern that shows up in almost every couple. One person is a saver. One person is a spender. They fall in love. Their differences feel exciting at first. Then they move in together. Then they share finances. And suddenly, those same differences feel like attacks. The spender isn't trying to be irresponsible. They grew up in a house where money was meant to be enjoyed, where spending meant abundance, where treating yourself was how you celebrated life. The saver isn't trying to control everything. They grew up in a house where money disappearing meant disaster, where saving meant survival, where every dollar spent was a risk. Two completely different money stories, colliding inside one relationship. Neither person is wrong, but neither person understands why the other reacts the way they do. And so they fight. About the numbers, when what they really need to talk about is the stories. There's research on this called financial socialization. The relationship with money you develop in childhood shapes every financial decision you make as an adult. Your partner didn't choose their money story any more than you chose yours. But unless you both understand where those stories come from, you'll keep having the same fight, with different numbers, forever. So what actually helps? First, the next time you have a money fight, stop arguing about the amount. Ask a different question. Not why did you spend that, but what does money represent to you? Not why won't you let us enjoy life, but what are you afraid of when we spend? The answer to those questions will tell you more about your relationship than any bank statement ever could. Second, build a money system together. Not your system, not their system. One you both actually agreed to. A joint account for shared expenses. Individual accounts for personal spending. A number each of you can spend without asking permission. When both people feel control and freedom at the same time, the fights stop being about money, because there's nothing left to fight about. The goal isn't to agree on every purchase. The goal is to build something together where both people feel secure enough and free enough to stop using money as a weapon. Because the couple that figures out money doesn't just stop fighting about it. They start building something neither of them could have built alone.